Welcome to the presentation of Team Lex. Today we're presenting an AI-powered legal assistant that can be used by different people, for example, lawyers, normal citizens, and other people interested in getting more information, in getting more knowledge, or asking questions about the legal framework in Rwanda. It can be the constitution or other different laws of different institutions that govern Rwanda. Now, the purpose of this project is to democratize access to legal information and legal advice, which can be costly otherwise. When you choose to use traditional research methods or approach the available legal bodies. So, to start out, when you go to our platform, you see this beautiful landing page, and then you can continue. You can either log in or create a new account if you're a new user. In my case, I already have an account, so I'll just log in. And then after logging in, you are directed to an interface where you can communicate with our AI. And for me, I already had some prompts that I had asked earlier. But yeah, for the purposes of this demo, we can try and ask it again. Alright, so yeah, to begin, I've compiled a list of prompts so as to be brief in this presentation. So we have an example of a prompt that may require some legal advice. So I'll copy. I'll come to the chatbot, I'll paste it, and then I will ask. So the prompt says, my husband has been beating me the whole night. I've asked for an advice from our neighbors about what to do, but they have been telling me on to relationship. So what should I do? So this is a case of GBV. So we are asking it. It's basically a prompt asking it from a legal perspective. What should the woman do? So it takes some time to answer. So yeah. So basically here is all the steps. To address the issue of domestic violence in Rwanda, it is crucial to understand legal available to the state. So as you have seen, in the context of this question, it was a woman asking what they should do, and they were presented as a victim. So yeah, it provides the relevant laws that protects her, the penal code and all that applicable. Okay, so in the making of this project, whenever you ask a question that has legal precedence, it provides the context so that you can generally learn from them and, see if it applies to your situation or see if it's practical to your situation. So if you have, for example, a case of gender-based violence, we'll look from the recorded past criminal cases of gender-based violence, and we'll give you one of them that relates most to your to your case, for example. So yeah. And then I can choose another prompt. This was a prompt, that's a prompt about civil issues. So I can choose, for example, a prompt regarding filing taxes in Rwanda. So the prompt says, I've paid annual tax returns in Rwanda, but the Rwanda Revenue Authority claims that I still have some unpaid taxes. What laws will help in the court regarding the taxes? So this AI is specifically, it is in no way a replacement of lawyer or legal advice, but the whole purpose of it is to generally make legal information accessible to everyone. So we've all had that time when we wished we could know something, but the process of finding any legal information in Rwanda is a bit tedious, and honestly it's hard. So yeah, in the context of normal citizens, it's mainly for research purposes. As for lawyers and other legal professionals, this can be used in their daily practice, either for analysis and and we plan to further improve it to generate documents, for example, so that it can generate like affidavits, cease and desist, non-disclosure agreements, all those sorts of legal documents that are generally repetitive. So, and we also plan to integrate a voice model so that you can ask questions verbally and it can respond verbally instead of textual, because laws are something that are generally tedious in text-wise, so you don't have the time, so that you don't always have to read and understand everything. So yeah, you can see how the response I got So it advises me on what I can do. It gives me the procedure code. It gives me applicable case precedent. So in our case, we have an Ericsson and AB Rwanda Limited case. It's a documented disk case that involves the dispute over tax assessments. And as I said earlier, when you ask a question, we look in the available solved cases already, and we find any that match yours. So we can also take a third prompt for good measure. So we're asking, what are the current corporate tax rates and exemptions for startups in Rwanda under the latest laws? So it will take some time to answer, and then it will also generate an appropriate answer. So I'd accept specific applicable to Rwanda, but for most appropriate information to be to access. So yeah, this is maybe a case of not having update and accurate. This is maybe a case of training and